Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here, and welcome to yet another episode of the Cristiano Ronaldo career mode in FIFA 20. If you didn't see the first episode, go back and watch it. But if you did watch the first episode, then you would know that we started up a player career mode with Cristiano Ronaldo. We made him a manager by retiring him straight away at the beginning of the season. A whole bunch of clubs came in and offered us gigs, and Newcastle United just happened to be one of them. They're the team I support. So as a little bit of a test run, we ended up picking them. So we are going on with this season with Newcastle United. Kieran Clark, an important player in the team. Apparently, I'm not so sure if that's accurate in real life. Regardless, he's just talking about wanting more game time, but we are pretty much just playing through with Newcastle United at this point, and unfortunately we were kind of struggling to get things started. We will eventually advance on ahead and see where we're at in the Premier League, but we are currently in deadline day of the transfer window. Few players that I was looking to sell. We also saw some mad moves, like Mane going to Piemonte Calcio. We got Raheem Sterling going to Bayern, and the biggest of them all, Lukaku for 130+ million to Real Madrid. I tell you what, with some of the form that he's shown in Serie A since going to Inter, you can't be too surprised. But of course, you know, just bringing that up, the fact that Inter Milan have obviously signed Romelu Lukaku, and yet he's at Manchester United right now, you should know that these not up-to-date player and squad lists and stuff like that, since this is not the final build of FIFA 20 that I've been playing on and recording this career mode on. So don't you worry, all that will be updated. Kieran Clark's a little bit pissy with me because I did not play him in the game that I said I would. Just said, man, just keep working hard, you know how it is. But we decided to advance ahead a little bit to 10 games deep into the Premier League. And as you can see, Newcastle, not in the top 8, not a real big bummer there. As you can see, some teams doing bloody well, like Leicester and Brighton getting very high up. But 10th place for Newcastle United, again, only 10 games in. It's a bit early to tell. But if Newcastle United finish in 10th place, that's around about where they should, really, if the club was run right and everything. That's pretty much where you should expect Newcastle United to sort of be finishing on a somewhat regular basis. But we're doing a somewhat decent job. Just took a bit of a gander at potential job openings, and pretty much every single team in the top 6 of the Premier League, including Manchester United, are giving me offers. So after seeing that only doing 10 or so months, or 10 or so games in the Premier League with Newcastle, every single top 6 club has now seen potential in me. Like, I'm moving faster in my career than Frank Lampard. That's absolutely, that's insanity. Like, yet somehow I was given the offer to go and manage Manchester United that early on into the career. So I decided, hey, I'm going to accept that. I'm still going to take the press conferences and, you know, go about my business, because I don't know if it's just crazy that I've been offered those jobs or that they're potential job openings. I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. So I'm just going to continue to go on with the pre and post-match press conferences and just trying to boost my team's morale. As you can see, we're all very... the overall feeling is quite content, so this is trying to improve everyone's morale, just that slight little bit, since we're pretty much hitting all of our goals. I mean, finishing mid-table in the Premier League is basically what Newcastle United should be doing. Your team has struggled recently. Have you managed to pinpoint any of those issues? And of course, you can't put my finger on it at the main cause, but we'll keep working hard. And again, all the questions that you think will improve team morale are the questions that are going to improve team morale. There's never any surprise at all. But we have one last game here against Brighton away. I'm going to sim this one because there's a very good chance, if Manchester United decide to take us on. By the way, Alan St. Maximum getting a bloody hat-trick. That is absolute madness. If we do get the Manchester United gig, I might have to think about signing that boy on. But have a look at this. Manager role at Manchester United. Thank you for your interest. We, the board, would like to offer you the manager's job here at Manchester United. We're not even halfway through the season. It's bloody November. We took over Newcastle in July. They would be fuming, but I've signed on the dotted line, and somehow, I don't even know if this would be allowed, but Cristiano Ronaldo is the new manager of Manchester United, and it's come full circle. Signed by Sir Alex Ferguson. Maybe he's the man to finally pull Manchester United out of mediocrity by their standards. And here you go. Can you believe it? We're going to say goodbye to the iconic pink suit jacket just for now, because I wanted to see him wearing the club jacket, seeing the Manchester United badge on his jacket whilst he's on the touchline. And how about this? Absolutely crazy. These are the objectives, of course, critical and high emphasis put on things like youth development, domestic success, and just general competitive success overall. The only thing we don't need to worry about is financial. And of course, because we're joining a brand new club, we get a message from the captain welcoming us. And that's, I think, no matter what answer you pick, always going to have a boost to your overall or to the players' morale regardless. So, here we go then. My last game with Newcastle United was against Brighton. We got an Alan St. Maximum hat-trick and it finished 3-1. Now, our first game, our debut game, as we prepare for it with Manchester United, is also going to be against Brighton, although it's going to be at Old Trafford and not away. The lads should only be focused on winning. I picked a side full of winners, so this should reflect that. And of course, Brighton Hove Albion are perceived as the weaker team. Does this mean it's a sure victory for Manchester United? We need to be more focused. We need to play better. It appears that we aren't. I think in the end, I just decided to go with the we need to be, just go with the more calmer option or the more, you know what I mean? And, well, that's the general sentiment. However, I feel like we've lost pace, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I literally just got here, so I don't know why I'm even answering that question, but inconsistent results as of late, what does it matter? I'm only taking over the gig for the first time. I would have thought we'd have more questions about this being my first game in charge, but overall, it's, you know, we did get the one question about this being our managerial debut with Manchester United, so you'll take it. It's good to see that most of the questions that you get asked in press conferences are actually somewhat reflective of what's going on and pretty accurate most of the time, which is cool to see. But again, this is the Manchester United team I've selected. De Gea, Luke Shaw, Maguire, Bailly since he's fresh. Young at 80 rated at right back, sure. Matic and Fred in the midfield, how about that? Martial and Lingard left and right wing. Pogba at centre attack midfield, just cause. And Rashford up top. Maybe not how things work in real life, but that is what I'm going to be rocking with in this game. My first game, Cristiano Ronaldo's first game in the Premier League with Manchester United as the manager. It is going to be against Brighton and Hove Albion, and hopefully we can do what we did with Newcastle United and pick up a win on debut. Of course, I was able to beat this mob not only about a week ago with Newcastle, surely with Manchester United it won't be an issue. However, we are seeing Brighton get off to a bit of an early start here, and they're whipping it across at the far post. I was trying to cover the man manually at the near post, but tried to get it to him, and it actually was a good delivery, but sadly the header went wide. For Brighton anyway. Lingard's able to head it down to keep it ahead of him. The cross into Pogba in the 6-yard box, and he can't direct it goalwards. I could not believe it. If you watch on the replay, pinpoint delivery from Lingard, and it skims off of his head and goes a mile over the crossbar. Could not believe it. Matic though, Rashford with the fake shot, didn't work out. Lingard picks up the loose scraps, another fake shot to get space, and the shot that time saved by Button. And geez, we are coming close. We are, as we are on a counter-attack right here. On the left-hand side, Martial. Tons of space. He's got a man in the middle. It is going to be Fred, and that shot has got no power on it at all. Scuffs it. Weak and almost straight at the goalkeeper. Pathetic stuff. No goals yet in the half. However, Rashford slipping in Pogba all the time in the world and fires it into the near post or into the side netting. It was almost like a one-on-one mono-y-mono with the goalkeeper there. Pogba gets it done, and it's 1-0. Ronaldo has seen the first goal scored under his management and under his wake, and he's happy about it, isn't he? And I'm sure the whole Manchester United faithful are too. 1-0 right before halftime. We score, and the referee instantaneously blows the whistle. So, able to take the lead right before halftime, just like we did in the other game that we played, our Premier League opener with Newcastle United against Crystal Palace. Brighton getting us back underway. And one of theirs, Solly March, I believe, in an offside position. However, we definitely needed to get a second to try to really secure this. A brilliant little 1-2, and Fred, within just 6 or 7 minutes of the restart into the second half, the forgotten man ends up scoring a banger. Cristiano Ronaldo saving Fred's career at Manchester United. Lovely little 1-2. Thank you very much to get by his defender there, Fred. And then lashes it into the top corner. Looking good now that definitely this victory. Brighton haven't really had too much to do since we really took over the game halfway through the first. But are we looking to stack it on and get a big win here? Fred looking to slip in Pogba. Pogba with a back heel to try to get it back to Fred. The shot deflected and just going over the crossbar. The goalkeeper was pulling off some shenanigans to try to keep that out, even though he didn't have to worry about it. But Bailly setting it up once again, this time for Lingard, and that is another ridiculous effort. That would have been an absolute brilliant goal here. This is going to be a fantastic little angle. You see it just slice and curl away, sadly, from goal. But Brighton, after having almost none of the ball in this half, sliding in. It's going to be a penalty, even if they didn't score, but Proper ends up scoring, and it's 2-1 to Brighton, or 2-1 Brighton just scoring, and making things interesting with 10 minutes to go. Still in the lead, but the win on debut for Cristiano Ronaldo in jeopardy. The clearance up ahead picked off by Fred, who's just had a massive game. It's unbelievable. Looking to slip in Lingard. Lingard gets it here. In the way is Rashford, but he still manages to stick it into the bottom left-hand corner, sealing the win. Lingard gets on the score sheet right at the death with only 30 seconds left to go in the game, and that is that. If it wasn't sealed already, it is now a 3-1 win, just like we managed to get in the sim game with Newcastle. In my last game with them, it finished 3-1. Jesus, Rashford came so close to getting in the way of that. Thankfully, he didn't. And that is that. It is another win on debut at a brand new club for Cristiano Ronaldo. Life as a manager for him going relatively well. You know, he was able to get Newcastle United up into a mid-table spot, which is again respectable for that club. And now off to a win with Manchester United, and who knows?
Just a couple of questions for you.
The sky could very well be the limit now that he's got a team like Manchester United in his control and in his grasp. Are you happy with your first win under your belt as Manchester United manager? There's more to come. The lads have given me 100%. I ended up going with there's more to come, so a little bit of a cockier answer. We see Luis Alberto. Even though you won today, it looks like Luis Alberto, another chance hasn't paid off. I literally just got here, so I don't understand that. Will you still support Luis Alberto? It's only my first game, although we give him a brilliant answer. Look at that. He shot up to a very happy morale. I think Luis Alberto maybe just was one of those signings that maybe was done by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer maybe before I took over him. And who knows, with the start that Manchester United have had in real life, who knows, maybe we might see a new manager come in November. It wouldn't be too surprising if it continues. But regardless, Luis Alberto and the team morale is absolutely brilliant looking after that. Picking all the right answers. It's very hard not to. But there you go. We are now... We've gone from managing Newcastle United for like an episode and a half to now it's come full circle, like I said, the Manchester United manager. Mental stuff. We're going to continue on this season, and I'm not going to change again, even though I probably could if I wanted to. We're going to stick with Manchester United and see if we can take them to the promised land of yet another Premier League title. Will we do it with Cristiano Ronaldo at the helm? Till the next video, my name's MasterBucks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one.